Hello. It's Monday, start of the new week, and I'm sorry I've been late. I'm late by about an hour and 10 minutes, so I apologize. I had to get a headlight fixed, and I decided to change both of them, so they're done, but I stopped on the way home for wings, and that's it. I gotta eat. This is Mosh's Live. We talk about Twitch environment stuff here. I mentioned earlier that I wanted to talk about harassment today, because that's been like, oh my god, don't you nerd shame me, champ. The champion, by the way. Also, I want to shout this guy out, not only because he's a great friend and a great person, but he has really, really great social media content. So go to his page and look at the social media stuff. Go look at that stuff. It's really great. I've been following the PAX South stuff, by the way. I have a lot of friends there, but I've appreciated yours in particular. So, A+. And I love the fact that you have a beer list of the Discord. That's so awesome. I am sad I missed PAX South. I am sad I'm going to miss PAX East, which we're going to talk about in a minute. It's unfortunate, but it's got a good side to it. Actually, maybe we should start with that, and then we'll get into the harassment talk, because it's important, but I think I might have a different take on it than like a lot of the people on Twitter do. So I wanted to talk about events tonight, events to look forward to this coming year. I have a family. Right, I'm married. I have a job. I actually have a couple of side jobs as well as the full-time gig. I travel almost 2.5 hours to work each day. That's there and back, 2.5 hours total. And I have a family. I have 2 children. Like, I am a busy person. Just in general, my time doesn't fucking exist. I barely find time to stream. So it's important to plan things out in advance, is what I'm saying. Thank you so much for the host, buddy. So here's what we have coming up. Okay, let's take a look at the calendar coming up. I'm not going to put you on a different screen. We'll keep you here, but I'm going to talk about it in the background. PAX East is, I believe, the 28th through the 31st of March. Okay. If you are looking for a conference to go to, PAX East is fantastic. Thank you so much for the host, Xylo. And how are you tonight? PAX East is great. I have a lot of friends in the area. I'm sorry, I'm banging the mic right now. I gotta move some stuff. Okay, I might have moved this earlier. So PAX East was big for me, and I talked to the wife about it, just saying like, hey, hype it up, it's hype it up, now, hype it up, now, hype it up, now, hype it up. Thank you so much, buddy. How you doing, Kill? It is Kill this time. Nice. Okay, holy shit, what's going on, buddy? I saw the giveaways on social media. By the way, go check out Kakeren's channel. He has some really good content. A couple of giveaways tonight look like good stuff. Going to really good people, by the way. I saw Max won something, and she's like the best. So PAX East this year, March 28th to the 31st. Okay. It's a great conference. It's especially great because they have game content. They do stuff for content creators. And by the way, they also have a tabletop area, which is... Tabletop would be the thing I'd check out immediately. That is... They would have things like Gloomhaven there. I doubt they would play that live because that shit's like a year-long game. But you know that's what I do. Doing well, spending here your words of wisdom. Silo. Put me on too high of a pedestal, man. Have you considered South by Southwest Gaming in Austin? It's in March. Also, maybe a little closer. Oh. South by Southwest has a gaming area? I haven't heard of that. Thank you so much for that info. I'll put that on my list.
Daddy.
Is that Batman? Buddy. Batman. How we doing, buddy? We better with a tooth and all that. Hopefully everyone had off today. I actually, I went into work and then and realized the boss and the co-manager guy were both gone because they had traveled to France this last week. I talked about it previously. It's for a contract I work with Google, and they went to present a bunch of things. And I went to the office today, and no one was there. It was just me. Because the two main guys were traveling. They would have been in the office. They weren't. It wasn't like it was an off day for Martin Luther King Day. We work all days. But it was funny that I got to the office, and there's no one there. I'm sitting there with my lunch and working at my desk. It was funny. So PAX East is March 28th through 31st. I had planned on going, and I have a ticket. I will need to get rid of that ticket now, and here's why. If you guys remember, I did a... what do you do in your job? I am a senior systems engineer. So I used to work a project called JPSS for NASA. It's called the Joint Polar Satellite System, okay? It monitors climate change sort of data. It monitors ice thickness, sea surface temperature, things like that could predict climate change in general. It has the very, very important concept of monitoring 7 days out on hurricane trajectory, basically. You can kind of say satellites are important and different ones are more important than others, but giving FEMA enough time of a heads up before fucking catastrophe hits a populated area is really important. So I'm very, very proud that launched. That is in the air. I've recently switched jobs, and now I work for a Google subcontractor now. That's what I work. So it's the same. Actually, it's not the same. It's not the same business, not the same project. I work for Google mostly. And some other satellite networking stuff. I would totally send Mosh nudes for that PAX East ticket. Hey, if you can go, man, I might give it to you. Because I don't know if I can transfer it, but the DM me, man. I literally have one for, I don't know what I paid for it. It's only for Sunday. I'll tell you that right now, because my friends really plan on going Sunday. Because they had a big weekend. Basically, what happened was, I have a contingent of friends I've been playing games with for like a decade and a half. We always do what's called a Hero Con. It's the Hero Squad, which is the name of this sub-organization. We meet up every year at some different location. It's always based around where someone lives. We have a friend that lives in Connecticut, New York City area. So we were thinking, let's do a trip out there, and then let's go to PAX East. So we all bought tickets for Sunday, so we can hang out the weekend beforehand and then go to PAX East on Sunday. Well, something came up. And if you guys remember, Fresh Dev Friday was a segment we did for 2 weeks, and it was with a school, a video game university called Full Sail. So their graduating students would come on the show. We'd talk to them about the game industry. We would talk to them about their development process, talk about the software cycle, basically. You can find those VODs on YouTube, by the way, or in this channel. But they were on the channel for 2 weeks. I have a good relationship with their game development program, and I was asked last week to come to the game development program's like council meeting. So they said everything's paid for or whatever, so they're gonna fly me down, and I'm gonna meet with their board of directors and sort of. I'm assuming I've been told literally zero information, literally zero, except would I come? I said yes. So. The only thing I can imagine is that they want input on like a direction for the future and how to include more of the populace of the gaming industry or something like that. And I think that I've talked to their design program quite a bit about what could be a really good intertwining of the program and Twitch, which I think is very important because Twitch is so important to the game industry. So with a school like that, that's so specialized into gaming, or at least one of their programs is, you really got to stay on top of the trends of the industry. And Twitch is a big part of that. Game publishers, game developers have a marketing bracket of money set aside for Twitch so they can hire content creators and influencers to like push their game. That's how the industry is. So I will be there, and the meeting is actually April 1st to April 4th. So it's impossible for me to do PAX and then go straight there. And I say impossible, not that that timeline doesn't make sense, but because, as I mentioned, I have a wife, I have a job, I have 2 children. I cannot be gone for 8 days straight. That's crazy. It would never happen unless everyone was coming with me. So I have to choose between the two, and I would really love to go hang out with my friends, and I'd really love to go to PAX East. But this thing in Florida, it feels more important to me and more like my channel vision, if you will, like to help other people and to help these students. So I think I'm going to do that instead of PAX East. I would really, really love to go, but well, see, here's the other thing about that, Kel, is that the school is in Orlando, Florida, right? But we are planning on a trip to Florida when Star Wars, it's called like the Galaxy Hotel or something like that, but the new Star Wars hotel opens up. We're planning the huge vacation then, which I think is in the fall of this year. So we don't want to, blow everything immediately to miss out on the later big stuff. So we're holding on that. Boston will be cold and Florida will be sunny and warm. Bring sandals. Yeah. I mean, I'm from New York, so I get it, but yeah, we'll be going in the fall to the Star Wars hotel. But I think I'm going to focus on this Full Sail thing. Plus, the side business I've been talking about for several months, maybe almost a year now, is picking up steam, and I'm building that business right now. And the partners on the business are in Florida, so we have a side meeting planned. So there's a whole lot of different things kind of in the works. I'm pretty good at kind of multitasking and getting my meetings all in a row. So I think that's the better call. Left NYC in 2010, never went back. I mean, why would you? NYC's a rat race. There's no reason to go there, except to visit for a day. Lay on the beach and drink IPAs. Let me tell you what. If you're a drinker of IPA, you know one rule. You don't drink them shits in the sun. You drink All Day IPA. It's a Founders beer. It's called All Day IPA. And if you are outside for a long period of time at a beach party, my best friend, my cousin, hosts a cornhole party all the time. If you don't know what cornhole is, you're not from Ohio or Pennsylvania. But there's a cornhole party at his house. All these people come. We always take a big 12-pack of all-day IPAs because they taste like IPA, but they're low alcohol percentage. You can drink them literally all day and be cool. Normally, if you're drinking IPA, it's like 1-2, and then you're laying down for a nap. Now I need to leave KC and find something in Florida. Hopefully my stripping career takes off. I'm sure the stripping joints in the Florida Orlando area are top notch. So yeah, stiff competition. I feel like that's a pun now. Can confirm I'm from Ohio. Yeah, Ohio is a big cornhole state. Tier 3 establishments. Who doesn't know what cornhole is? It's Founders. Yeah. Founders All Day IPA. Around here you can find it in a gas station. So it's a very common beer. But it tastes like IPA, but it's lighter. It's not as bitter. It's not as strong. Founders All Day IPA. If you're on the fence about IPAs, you kind of like them, but not really. You like a lager, you like an ale, you go Founders All Day IPA. That'll give you that little tang of an IPA. But it's like 4.6 or 4.7, which is very, very light for an IPA in general. Let me go to the mini first. Need to go to the IPA now. Yep. You know. Okay, so that's the first one coming up. It's going to be this PAX East / my trip to Orlando stuff is coming up for sure. PAX South just passed. My friend Real Shampoo was there. Many other people were there. Nightlight was there. Ichi was there. There's a lot of other people I know that were there. But Nightlight and Ichi are also really good friends of mine, and they were there as well. Next is East. After that, might be West. And then after that is TwitchCon. Another really good friend of mine, Pony Plays, was talking about TwitchCon tonight. And I've said this before, I'm going to just repeat it. TwitchCon was not great for me. It was great in that I got to hang out with some great people, and I happened to, I got a good room, a big room right near the convention center. So basically everyone could come back to the room. It was huge, and just hang out and do a pregame thing. We go out to dinner, and then we'd come back and then go out for drinks, or we just stay and drink in the room. It was a great fucking time. It was really, really great because you got to know a lot of the people. The convention was not great. And I've said this before, and we had a post-TwitchCon show, and it just wasn't what you'd think, to be honest. The lines were absurd. You guys have all seen the memes about LineCon. I mean, it's a meme, but people were in line for 5 hours. That's fucking crazy. That's absurd. I basically, my great friend Gamer Kitty showed up a little late on Friday, and I went to meet her outside and basically skipped her like 400 people in the line. Like at least 400 people. We got in at least 2 hours earlier than she would have been in had I not gone out and grabbed her and said, stand in this line. The line was crazy. Inside was not great, and I'll tell you why. And this has been my stance since we left there. TwitchCon, when I think about it, is let me learn techniques and meet people that can further my stream and my community stream, and I can meet my community there. When I got there, it's immediately, here's all this shit you can buy as a streamer. That's, if I had to boil it down, that's what it was. Everything on the main floor was marketed towards streamers, not towards helping streamers to get in touch with their clients or with their customers or viewers or whatever you want to call it. It was putting them, it was basically getting them to buy new stuff and or to market them new games, which I get, but at the same time you couldn't talk to anyone. There was a couple of booths. AdCon, thank you. That's a really good analogy for that. The main floor was like 10 main huge booths that were just dedicated to publishers or game developers. Then you had a side group, which was on the side with very, very small booths, which is where everyone was congregated, that were marketing to streamers for equipment they could use on their stream, which I understand that, but you could never talk to anyone. Because there's 20,000 people there waiting to get in line. Everyone's in line for giveaways, which is really fucking gaudy. I'm sorry. It was gaudy. If you go there, if your only point of going to TwitchCon is to win free stuff and you're a content creator, you're in the wrong place, man. You don't go there winning free stuff. You go there to network with the community, network with the business partners, network with the PR people or the networking people at these different agencies or publishers or game developers or commercial businesses. If you're going there as a content creator to stand in line to get your name drawn out of a hat for a pair of headphones, what have you wasted 3 hours doing? I don't understand that. And that there were these huge lines for anything that was free. It was really weird. We were hanging out with Nightlight and Ichi and, people that were kind of in demand. So Ichi had appointments with all the different vendors, and we sat and watched him do a live stream. He was actually playing Red Dead 2 at the Avid Media booth while we were there. And so we hung out with him for a little bit. My friend Nightlight was also on stage for Jackbox. She was promoting Jackbox a little bit. And I understand that part. You're there for a promotion to promote a new product. But you have been in contact with that company, so that makes sense. But I'm talking about standing in line for a pair of headphones that are subpar headphones just in general with how headphones go. TwitchCon sent out a email saying, hey, here's a survey. Come tell us what we did wrong, what we did right. I wrote a very extensive write-up about what they did right and what they did wrong. The food court was Soph, one of my best friends on Twitch, Soph. I think she waited like over an hour for chicken fingers. There's a line an hour long for chicken fingers at lunchtime. How the hell is there a line for some chicken fingers? You gotta be kidding me. It was like a food court, but it was a food court for like 100 people. There was like 10,000 people in line. It was out of control. I ended up eating something I didn't even want, like tuna nachos or something like that. And just eating the chips out of it, just because I gotta eat something and then we can leave to go eat something later. It was crazy. I know that my good friend Ponies really wants to go, and I think Avi really wants to go, and I want to go to see them. But if I can avoid buying the TwitchCon ticket, I would do that. If you can go and find some way to network outside of TwitchCon, do that. TwitchCon is not that great. They need to switch it. I wrote to TwitchCon saying, hey, here's how you guys need to fix it. You have the same main room. Whatever you want to do, advertise all you want. But have a side room, which is the basic. If you guys have ever been to a professional conference, I go to many. I present different papers and things for my full-time job. But they have like poster sessions where you have these just stand-up poster board. People like print out 3x4 posters. They'll pin them up on the wall, and then they'll stand in front of them. You can walk up and ask them a question. There's no big booth. There's no flair. Just you walk up and you talk about the topic, or you find out information, and that's it. Something like that. Something like a booth maybe we can sit in, and that's it, and have a conversation with PR people or social people. They need to have that, where people that are serious about streaming, people that want to get into the business side of it or further the stream or make those contacts, can get into a one-on-one conversation with these different businesses, with a person that is like-minded, that's not trying to push a product, but just talk to the content creator and figure out how we can do business. They need that. Because that did not exist at TwitchCon. TwitchCon was basically a meetup. It was basically a group meetup. And for people flying across the fucking country, that's an expensive goddamn meetup. You're talking about $1,000 plane ticket, at least. At very least, $1,000 plane ticket. Then when you get a hotel, $1,000. $2,000 base to even go? I mean, you could do a cheaper meetup than that. The bar is going to do a cheaper meetup than that. Get together, you network with us, you network with people in the area. Play some games, meet some good friends. It's crazy expensive. It doesn't make any sense for the bang for your buck, whatever the hell the term is. Terrible. They sold tickets to TwitchCon. Did they not use those numbers to account for the food demand? Apparently not. Have a party at TwitchCon like the anti-prom. Xylo, that was basically what my hotel room was like, to be honest. Saturday night, we all went out to dinner. I rented a table at this local brewery for the bar members. So all the bar members came out and we had some drinks and food. It was great. Ichi and Nightlight came out and we all met up, and then they were like, hey, we got to go to the TwitchCon party or whatever it was, Discord party. I forget what day it was. But they came back to my hotel room like 45 minutes later. Like, that party sucked. And we just walked down to the local grocery store, got a bunch of bottles, got a bunch of beer, came back to my hotel room. We all just partied in there. 23 people just standing around talking about Twitch, networking, talking about games, drinking some drinks. Like, it was awesome. And never be able to recreate it, except maybe if we go to the next one. But it was great. IPA pick sent to your Discord. Okay. Maybe they should copy packs and make multiple meats. That's true. Maybe they should. They should do a TwitchCon West, TwitchCon East for sure. TwitchCon Midwest would be great. Partner party. Yeah, I think that's what they went to go to the partner party, because I remember Nightlight came back and was displeased with how I don't know how to. She didn't like the company she was in. Not Ichi. She loves Ichi, but it was like it seemed petty to her. The partners are talking all kind of crazy shit. Doesn't matter. Mosh isn't inflating the TwitchCon reality. It was a huge meetup. The event itself was mediocre. Exactly, champ. Yeah. If you're going to TwitchCon, expect it to be like a really, really expensive local meetup. Because when you go to TwitchCon, you stand in line for 3 hours. Then you don't really get to go to the shop. Like, no one goes to the shop. And you just stand around on the side looking at games. You don't get any time to talk to advertisers. The only reason I got my name on any list was because I have friends that are partners and they just pushed me into it. I've told the story before about how Ichi Badass was like, go get your bag. Like, I'm not a partner, Ichi. Just go up there and tell him I sent you. Huh? Okay, walk up there. Yeah, Ichi said, and I talked to Bill, and they gave me a partner bag at the Corsair booth. The only reason I got it. Would have never been able to talk to single person. No one in that booth. Unless I was a partner. That's how it was. Ichi would walk up to any booth he wanted and get anyone to talk to him. Because he had the purple badge. You have blue badge, no one is speaking to you when you walk up to booths. And same thing with the Bethesda booth. I walked up with Wild Bill, a good friend of mine who plays RPG games. He plays Diablo 3, plays all those games. We walked up to Bethesda. He was like filling out this separate partner iPad. There was probably 50 people in line to sign up for the partnership program or the streamer program at Bethesda booth. Probably 50 people wrapped around the back of the booth. Wild Bill walked up to the counter, told him he was a partner. They gave him a separate iPad to fill out, and then he literally turned around and handed it to me. That's all that happened. I would have been waiting in that other line had I not been with Bill. TwitchCon is a weird thing. I will say that I lost my shit when I saw Motion Twin there. Motion Twin is a publisher, a game developer that makes Dead Cells, which is one of my favorite games of all time at this point. I have like 400 hours or 500 hours in Dead Cells. They were there, and I freaked out. And me and Caillou and Copa Cabana and all these other people that were with us like went crazy, run over their booth. Oh my God, I'm so happy you guys are here. We looked at all their stuff. We really fangirled out. But they were in the indie area. And by the way, the indie area, and anyone that was there can testify to this, the indie area was like 6 booths, maybe? 6? There was Dead Cells, Boyfriend Dungeon, maybe 3 other games, and then that was in the same area as the loot box area. There was no indie booth there. The Magic the Gathering was there. Darksiders was there. Bethesda with their Fallout 4 and other stuff was there. Or Fallout 76, I'm sorry. There was nothing to do with... I legit didn't even see the indie area. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The booths were so small and they were so compact, you would have thought... And it was on the other side of the wall from the Streamlabs area. If you remember the Streamlabs area, it was like a whole wall. On the very other side of that wall was the indie area. There were 5 booths. They were very small. And it was right across from the loot crate area. So most people just flocked to loot crates and just completely glossed over the indie area. There's maybe 5 or 6 booths. That's it. Everything else was mainstream. It was just... On this show, we always talk about tech on Wednesdays, right? And we talk about how expensive some of my tech stuff is. And I built a really expensive rack. It sits right here, right next to me. We do a lot of the show based on quality, though. We talked about the Elgato products that released at CES this year. Those lights look fancy as hell. They look great. They don't look $200 great. Not for one. We do a not necessarily a budget show, because I have friends that do budget shows. But we do a show that's based in reality. That you can't always buy the best stuff in the world and put it in your rack. People have fucking budgets. That's how it goes. TwitchCon is not a budget-friendly conference to go to. Keep that comment in your mind. It's not a budget-friendly conference. Depending on what you want to get out of TwitchCon, if you just want to go to say you went and maybe maybe have a chance at buying some exclusive TwitchCon gear. And by the way, I say maybe 10 fucking times because only like 2% of the people got to buy that shit and then it was sold out. If that's your goal, saying you went to TwitchCon, then maybe it's worth the price of like $2,000-$3,000. Maybe. But if you're going there to network and to meet friends and to try and grow your brand, I'll say that, TwitchCon is not the place to do that in terms of cost effectiveness. You can do that at something like PAX East for way less. You can do that in a local community meetup for infinitely less. We're trying to get the Twitch bar started up on a meetup coming soon, and we're trying to decide on a place for it to be, but it will cost like almost nothing. You stay at a hotel in a middle of nowhere place. You don't need to buy tickets to an event. You come to the fucking bar. That's our meetup. It's a bar fee. Like, you could do the same thing and maximize your money in a different way. It's just, TwitchCon was good that I went this year because I got to meet a lot of people, but those people I'd already known, by the way. But it acted as a catalyst for me saying, you know, that was fun once, and that's it. I'm not gonna blow that money again. What TwitchCon gear? The line was longer than the equator. Exactly. Kitty and I walked in on Saturday at like 8 a.m. or 9 a.m. The line was like 300 people long. And by the way, that was because TwitchCon messed up the security line, let people on the sides in early, and the front door didn't get to go in for like an hour. And Kitty wanted to wait in line for that. I think she eventually got her stuff, though, because Garrett got a ticket to skip the line. Garrett, a streamer and a good friend of our community, is a good friend of mine. He's from London. He flew over, and we went to the conference. He was talking to some random person at the conference. Random fucking person at some random booth. And the guy's like, hey, do you want this? And he handed him a free, I forget what the ticket was called. It was like a skip the line ticket. And the ticket basically said you can go in the emergency medical assistance tent line to the loot store. So the store was like 300 people long. On the other side of the door was like a medical assistance line. I'm sorry, I'm forgetting the name. But the ticket that he got said you could go in that line. So he walked up, handed him the ticket, and he got to go right in the store. And I think he actually gave the ticket to somebody else, or maybe it was Soph, who bought like all the gear for everybody that was looking for stuff. Yeah, it was like VIP ticket. It was awesome, and he got it so fucking randomly. Just some guy he ran to speak to, just completely random, was like, hey, I'm not going to be here. Do you want this? And they were talking about like a video game beforehand. That's the good part of TwitchCon. I don't want to completely write off TwitchCon because you meet some cool people, you can make contacts, but that's really based on your networking skills. But if your community is aggressive and puts together an outside thing somewhat near to you, go to that instead. It's going to be cheaper. It's going to be cheaper. Don't waste $2,000-$3,000 going there. Columbus. Yeah, Sweet Chuck. Yeah. Well, I'm like 2 hours away from Columbus, so I hear that. In your opinion, is the 24U rack big enough for a budget build? A 24U rack big enough for a budget build? I mean, I'm not sure if you're teasing me, Zylo, because I think we think the same. We have similar personalities, but the rack that I have right now is 12U. 24 would be double this. It would be up to about here from the ground, and I have a stream box and a gaming box fit in my 12U with an extra 4U for my mixer. So yes. That's awesome. Give me 1 second. The baby is a little restless right now. We're going to come back. I'm going to talk about the harassment thing I was saying just a few minutes ago when we started the show. I'll be back in just a minute. Let me run upstairs and fix this baby. Be right back. All right. I'm back, baby, settled. I mispipe it up. Damn. Sorry, buddy. So, let's move on to the bit of the next topic. And by the way, to wrap on that one, the idea is that I'm probably not going to PAX East, unfortunately. I will be in Florida at the beginning of April is what I'm thinking. And then after that, it's going to be the Twitch Bar meetup. So if you're interested, there's a community called the Twitch Bar. You are welcome to join it. It is a fantastic community. Twitch affiliates and Twitch partners only. That'll be the second link you see there. We'll be doing a what we're calling is the second installment of the bar crawl. We'll find a place to go, meet up, spend a cool weekend together. Depending on where it's at, will depend on what we do, but it'll be awesome. A lot of great people are a part of the bar. I want to talk about harassment a little bit. Unfortunately, it's been a crazy topic, and by the way, on this live show, I'm always interested in answering questions. If you have questions about Twitch in general in terms of theory or growth or games or whatever, communities, any of that shit, feel free to post it in the chat. We will get to it immediately. But what I want to talk about is, I should mention that too. I just saw that huge ass block of text pop up. There's a charity event that the bar is sponsoring this entire year. It's called The Bar Gives Back. Each month, we do a different charity. And we have 12 lined up already. We have different logos and designs made for each. You can see that on the second link there. To get to the limited edition charity bar t-shirt. All proceeds donated to the charity as well. This month, we're doing Child's Play. It's a good community. It's a good charity. There are also incentives to that, by the way. You can find out about those through the commands. And there are 2 new commands on this channel, by the way, which you can find out through some snooping and try and figure them out. But they're fantastic. Harassment. Harassment is a weird fucking concept in the Twitch world, and I'm going to tell you why. I feel like this whole talk is going to get a lot of hate, but I kind of got to speak what I think about it. There was a lot of hate in the last 2 days about a certain partner streamer. I'm not going to say his name, number one, because I don't fucking know it, nor do I care to know it. But a streamer that was basically telling I think another streamer or another video gamer to literally kill themselves. And that doesn't sound like it's a big deal. And because you hear this shit all the time, I'll go kill yourself. Whatever. You hear that shit, that's normal ribbing in gameplay. But the story goes that the person he was talking to is kind of a suicidal tendency type of person, a little bit having a rough time. So anyone telling anyone else to kill themselves is really shitty. You get banned for that on stream. Absolutely. Plus, that's a really shitty human being thing to do. Just straight up. You're being a terrible fucking human to say it to someone else. You can't say like, hey, you all right? Start a conversation. You want to go get some food or some coffee or something. You can't say that. You gotta say, go kill yourself. Like, it's a really shitty thing to do. That's across the board. Okay. I will also say that harassment in general is never warranted. This goes back to being bullied in school. My daughter goes to a school. I mean, she's in first grade now. Okay, so I have some front row to this. My wife is a school teacher, as some of you on the show may know. Anti-bullying projects are in effect all over the United States. I can't speak for other countries. I don't live in other countries, but I can tell you that here, anti-bullying is a pretty big concept. It's schools are hot on that right now. It's a big topic. Don't berate someone else. There's this concept of safe spaces, which fine. That's fine. If it helps people, that's fantastic. Were you bullied at the bar? The bar on Twitch, no. I have been, it's a funny story. I actually had someone try and bully me the last time I was at this bar. Yeah. It was really funny. And I'm an old guy. Like, it's some younger guys trying to bully me at a bar. It was really strange. It's a funny story. I don't think it relates too much, but I posted about it on Twitter a couple of weeks ago. Does Mosh Center have ranch? Ask me, why do you damage me in such a way that's bullying? That's harassment. I'm going to report you to Twitch. Oh, that tweet. The tweet from tonight was not directed at me, by the way. If you thought it wasn't. That's something I overheard. There were 3 guys sitting next to me, and they were talking amongst each other. The last time I was actually at that bar was, you could consider it being bullied by a guy. There was a few weeks ago. I don't know which instance you're talking about, but it was funny. This is the same place. So there's an instance of bullying this last week where a partnered streamer, and it's annoying that it's a partnered streamer, was basically telling another person to kill themselves on the stream. And the funniest part, or it's actually not funny, it is a little bit funny, but the craziest part about it is that when he said it, everyone else on his Discord or Ventrilo or whatever voice chat it is, all started laughing and saying he was going to get banned, which is funny in that it is getting him banned. I'm pretty sure that his account is gone now. The tweet where they said you were antisocial, yes, that one. Sweet Chuck, yeah, that's the tweet where that guy was basically bullying me into having my headphones in the bar when I had no interest in talking to anyone at the bar. It was very funny. But you're right. So this guy was harassing someone else, and that's not cool, telling them to kill themselves. Obviously, you should never do that to anyone. However, and I'm not saying this in contradiction to that, because I want to say that with a period at the end, exclamation point, whatever, that's the end of that statement. Do not bully someone. Do not tell them to kill themselves. That is unacceptable behavior. You're a shitty human being if you do that. That being said, in my opinion, there is way too much hurt feelings on Twitch. Way too much. There's a lot of very sensitive personalities on Twitch, and I understand that. But here's what I'm thinking. Here's what I'm saying. I have been streaming for almost 5 years. If you guys have seen my tweets, you know the 5-year anniversary is coming up. That's February 1st, 5-year anniversary streaming. That doesn't mean I haven't taken breaks. I've taken breaks when my children were born. You all know that. That doesn't mean that I'm some big success on Twitch. I'm obviously not. But I've been streaming for quite a long time, far before the affiliate program was a thing. I've had my fair share of harassments and trolls and all that shit. And you guys have been here for a lot of them. And what do I do every time? 99% of the time it's, hey man, you can stop dicking around and hang out, or you can leave and get banned. And then they're gone, and they don't say anything else. Sometimes you don't acknowledge them. Sometimes I laugh because if you guys remember, there's been a guy recently who posted like this big block of text about his Mustang or something. It's actually pretty funny, and we usually laugh about it. And then he's just like, oh, you've already read that? Okay, I'm out of here. And that's it. You know what I don't do? Is let someone on the internet get me so upset that I have to like compose myself in real life about some chat in the goddamn Twitch chat. Like, I remember when I was growing up, okay, and I know I'm an old guy, but my dad would tell me, hey, if you're getting bullied, just fucking ignore them and they go away. That's what my dad said forever ago. And I guess I was bullied a little bit in school and in high school. I think most people were, or at least that's my experiences. People get bullied in high school. I was not immune to that. And I just went about my day. And it fucking goes away. And people get tired of it. Or they realize how shitty of people they are. Or as Xylo says, trolls die of starvation. You don't buy into it, and that's kind of how it is. So, how's the weather up there? You son of a bitch. But in my opinion, there's so many posts on Twitter, so many, from content creators that I really like, from broadcasters that I really enjoy, that are doing the whole, oh, some guy came into my chat today and told me that I was pretty. Some guy came to my chat today and told me that I was gay, as if that's some insult. I've heard that from several male streamers, by the way. Someone came in this chat today and told me I was gay. So? The fuck cares? Some guy came into the chat today, told me to put on a different shirt today. Told me I was too much cleavage today. So I put on a different shirt. Can you believe that? How dare he tell me to put on a different shirt? Okay. Are you serious right now? This is what you're getting upset about? You're going to let this ruin your day? Someone told you to put on a different shirt? Do you really care about that? If someone said that to you in real life, would you literally stop your entire life and say, excuse me, let me tell you all about the post I'm about to write on Twitter? It's nonsense. That shit is nonsense. Mosh, you are pretty. How dare you? How dare you harass me like that, Rogu? How dare you? They clearly haven't been in PUBG lobby. I wrote him a whole poem about it, Rogu. Oh, God, I love you, SB. Now that you mention it, your eyes are dreamy like sapphires in an ocean sky. I feel attacked. No, but like, I'm a little bit joking about it, but also serious. There is a point where you are too fucking sensitive about what people say to you. I understand that when people come into your DMs, and I have a couple of good friends that get harassed, like they're trying to post their real life addresses and shit like that. Like that shit, okay, that is not okay. Especially, you know, in my opinion, it's sexist to even say, especially if you're a female. That shit's sexist to even say. You should be, you can handle your own shit, male, female, whatever. But, you know, it's not cool to post people's real addresses or real names or links to their fucking house or their children's shit. Like, that's fucked up. But when you're talking about you're streaming and someone comes into your chat and tells you they don't like your content, is that going to end your fucking stream? Someone's going to come here right now, hey, I don't like your talk show, I don't like your face. First of all, I take offense to that because I know they're full of shit. But someone come in here and say, I don't like the music you're playing right now, go fuck yourself. Oh my God, guys, sorry, I feel harassed today. I can't, we're going to have to end the stream. I'm sorry, we'll see you next time. Click, like, off. What the fuck? Are you serious? Is that person, that random person in your chat mean that much to you? Their opinion means that much that if they say a single word about you, don't like your shirt, they don't like your eyes, your hair, something, that you quit the stream? They need a post on Twitter about that? And by the way, I guarantee that 99% of those posts on Twitter are for exposure and for generating likes and retweets and all that kind of shit. I know that. That's the social media game. But that's the other thing. It's like, it's either so fucking fake that it's gross, or you don't need to be online anymore because you can't handle what the internet is. That's my opinion of it. To be honest, a lot of people do it just so their friends give them positive reinforcement to make them feel good. Exactly. Exactly what I think, Rogu. Exactly. They need to reinforce their values of, I'm the special person and no one's allowed to touch me or say boo to me. Like, welcome to the real fucking world, man. Do you think that doesn't exist outside of Twitch? Have you not been in the real world lately? I had a boss in both of my last two jobs that I was in a meeting with them, and I'm not joking. In the last job, I had a boss. His name was Cool. I'm not kidding. His name was Cool. And in the meeting, he said to me, Moshkates, has anyone ever told you that you're a bullheaded, stubborn ass? That's what he said to me in a meeting, literally. This is in a NASA program manager's meeting. And I said, actually, I have heard of that before. He's like, okay, well, I just wanted to make sure because you don't understand. And then he went off into a project-specific conversation. But did I immediately say, that's it? Someone bring in HR. Bring in the HR reps. I can't handle this. Someone come in here and tell him he can't talk to me like this. No. This is real life. Okay. It's there's a certain point where it's not okay to be harassed. It's up here, okay? And anything below this is social interaction. This is the social world that is being a human being. Some of it is being on the internet. There's a different level there. But fucking, you're an adult, dude. I'm sorry. If you're on Twitch, you are a fucking adult. I think there are 14-year-olds that get a special dispensation or something like that from their parents. But you're a fucking adult. Please act like an adult. Okay? If someone's making fun of you or sending you weird DMs, or, I mean, even dicks. Like, I guess I've never had the pleasure of getting dick DMs in my Twitter. But, like, you can't just delete it. Like, I don't understand. You know what I mean? Like, just to use a really vague generalization, you can't just delete it. You can't mass delete your DMs. Yeah, please send me all your dicks to DMs and watch how much I cry about it on Twitter. I guarantee that I don't appreciate or haven't experienced the female perspective where maybe they get like thousands of dick DMs all the time. I get it. But at the same time, like, you can't just say, who gives a shit to that? Like, I don't know. Send me nudes all you want to my Twitter DM. I am not interested to say a single word about it. You know why? Because my life doesn't die or flourish based on what's in my Twitter DMs or what's in my DM likes. Or what's in my Twitter likes or retweets or any of that shit. How is that fucking important to you that you collapse in a ball of this, like, black hole of emotion if someone says boo to you? I don't understand it. If it is that, by the way, I don't want to discount a significant mental disorder or a significant sort of PTSD issue. I know there are people that have been abused in the past or anything like that. No one is laughing about that. No one's making fun of that. If that's your experience, though, go get fucking professional help. You should not be on Twitter complaining about your serious, legitimate mental problems. Go seek a professional help. People on Twitter are not going to fucking help you solve your mental problems. You go talk to a professional that is qualified to do that. That's what it is. Be an adult about it. Either you seek professional help or you stop crying about nonsense that's on Twitter. It's social media. It's a game. It's crazy. That shit's crazy. And by the way, we did specify at the beginning of the show that it's not okay to tell someone to kill themselves. It's not okay to make fun of that kind of shit. Okay? But outside of that or serious mental health problems, shut the fuck up with your problems. You're an adult. You can act like an adult. The end. You have bad hair, Mr. Burgundy. How dare you say I have bad hair? Shut up, Lil Wazy. $60 game. I don't put you on a high enough pedestal. Silo, I love you. DM sent. Well, if the invitation's open, the invitation's always open. Always. I don't have wide enough lens. I love you, sweet Chuck. No, you're right, though. Most of the time, I groan, share with my friends to laugh and delete, block. See, SB, SB, you know how many people have said that of all the people I've met at TwitchCon, and I'm not besmirching anyone I met at TwitchCon, but I've said several times to a couple different people, SB was the coolest person I met at TwitchCon because she was so fucking chill. I loved it. Exactly my personality. Can't back that up. I'm disappointed now. Alright, I'm ready for it, Silo. I'll be on the lookout. You get it, SV. That's what I'm saying. Like, you know, there's... You know, thankfully, we're in a Twitch community that all the people that I think we met at TwitchCon were very real people. They weren't the people that are sitting here posting on Twitter about being upset, you know, that someone came in their chat and talked about how their content wasn't good or how their hair wasn't good or why are they playing that game. They weren't complaining on Twitter about that shit. Those people didn't exist in our TwitchCon meetup. So I think we're blessed a little bit, hashtag blessed a little bit about that. Yeah, I think we got lucky to have a really good group of friends, legit people. And by the way, the bar community that I linked above, the bar meetup, will be happening probably June or July of this year. We're not totally sure yet, but it will be happening. And those will be some of the coolest people you meet. If you want to meet legit human beings and not, ghosts of themselves or putting on a show for who they are. That's the place to meet people. Yeah, if you join the bar community, man. For sure. I think you can see the link above someplace. Champ, I see you in the ID check. Hopefully someone lets you in. Where's Avi or Frump? Someone let this man in. Yeah, we need to narrow that time down too. I posted something in the bar crawl today. Just the conversation wasn't moving anywhere, so I just suggested like, hey, how about we go here? If someone says no, they can't make that, or no, let's vote. Fine, but we need to get the conversation moving to pin down a location, because we're like nowhere on location right now. It's streamers only for the community, but we will be posting on Instagram and Twitter where the meetup's going to happen. We'll be happy to meet any viewers, of course. Oh, Pony got you. Pony got champ. All right, sweet. So anyways, that's my feeling on the harassment issue. It's been a weird Twitter week, and everyone, it's so shitty how this happens. And it happens in all media forms, by the way, so don't take Twitch as being some weird anomaly. Whenever there's a current event, everyone jumps on board. And you can see it in politics. If there's some natural disaster or someone dies, everyone goes crazy. And that's the only thing they want to talk about. Twitch, it happened with this guy that was telling this other girl to kill herself. As I said, a terrible situation. But of course, every single person has to weigh in on it. We all got to talk about it now and how it's shitty. And then, we see the same thing with any other type of situation. Anyone even bring up a comment. That Sup Streamers shit from last week. Oh, Sup Streamers posted that they have a service that's available for $9 a month. You can be featured on their page. You can go in their Discord. You can have some kind of VIP access. I don't know what it is. It seemed like a shitty service to me, looking at it, for $9 a month. I talked about it last week, but I'm going to reiterate. They're a big community of normally very kind of new streamers, which I get. And they're promoting a boost to affiliate, basically, for $9 a month, which is fine. That's the marketplace value for that. That's fine. The problem for me comes in when a lot of partnered streamers who consider themselves coaches and managers and all this kind of shit all of a sudden start shitting on that service and berating those people and making fun of them because that service is not worth the $9 a month. It doesn't matter if it's worth $9 a month or not. It matters when you start shitting on the competition, because then you're creating a monopoly for your service. Because most of those people that were bitching about it are people that have their own services. That's my problem with it. It's that was the big controversy last week. That's now passed and no one mentions it again. So whenever that hot iron strikes, say in the Twitch community, we'll see. We had that guy that beat up his wife or something like that. This human piece of garbage who wants to hit people on a stream. It was a couple weeks ago, and everyone jumped on board of that. Before that, it was Lyric saying that coaching wasn't a thing. Before that, it was Ninja at New Year's Eve dancing with some people in New York. I don't really know. Before that, maybe the doc cheated on his wife. There's always some drama that everyone capitalizes on and tries, that runs social media gamut. That's how this shit goes. That's this same thing that's happening right now, by the way. Same exact thing with this guy that told someone to kill themselves. It's a serious issue, but every single streamer wants to comment on it, because that's the social media wave. So just pay attention to that. When you're looking at social media, you see your big streamer friends you're following on Twitter, watch the trend, because then you'll see about 4 or 5 others do it. They're trying to capitalize on exposure. Not that that's necessarily a bad business model, because that's kind of how the business works. That's how growth works, which is kind of shitty because sometimes it's not genuine, maybe. Like, I don't care about that. I love the doc. I love Dr. Disrespect. I've said this for years and years and years. I'm not okay with his cheating on his wife and all that shit. That's not my thing. I don't support that. I don't comment on that. If you see me comment on that, that's disingenuous. We've talked about it on this show only. I'm not posting on Twitter about that. I don't think. If you're a partner and do that to another business, that business could sue. Oh yeah, absolutely. Which I feel like also people should be able to sue the partners for misrepresenting sponsored campaigns, which has happened several times. Games being shitty and the partner's still promoting it, which is weird. You missed nothing, Roger. We're just talking about harassment in general and how sometimes people are fake with it. And if you met them in real life, they'd be like, oh no, I don't really care about that, but they want to do it for likes and stuff. Not that that's necessarily bad, that's how you play the game of social media, but you know, you as the viewer and as a supporter need to understand when the person you're watching or the streamer that you're watching is being disingenuous, which you know when that happens, okay? You know for sure when that happens. I.e. Sea of Thieves. Notice the doc is streaming that now, and Tim, yeah, of course, because they got fucking paid by them. They need to put sponsored campaign in their title if they didn't, because I find that shitty. I saw the doc doing something with that earlier. I was like, this is not the doc's game. What the fuck is this? I want to bring up two things right here before we end the live show. Number one, the 5-year anniversary party is next Friday. Not this coming Friday. Next Friday. That show will be all day long. It will be at least 12 hours. That show will have multiple giveaways. Okay? The giveaways are pretty fucking serious. This is not game keys or none of that shit. It's shit I send you out of my hardware closet, which is extensive. Okay? So be ready for that. February 1st, it's coming for you. You earn points by being here in this channel. You earn points by supporting the channel in different ways, all that kind of shit. There are serious prizes. I have posted them on Twitter before. Stay on the lookout this week for more postings of our code. If you decode it and send me the message within the first 3 entries, the first 3 people to send it get bonus points for that giveaway that they can use to earn that gear. I have serious shit. We have a Yamaha MG10XU over there. That's a huge ass mixer is ready to go. Will there be clowns? Tesla? I wish it was Tesla. We do have a lot of cool hardware stuff, especially for streamers. A lot of cool stuff over there. Pictures of that can be found on Twitter. Can also be found on the Discord. I posted that several times. There's actually a spreadsheet of equipment that's on there, and you can kind of figure out if you need that upgrade or not. Need to eat more shredded wheat. That'll be next Friday. It'll be a fun show, though. I'm not sure we'll be playing that day. That'll probably be a mixture because my daughter will be home in the afternoon, so we might do like a duos Overwatch with Kylie, which would be really fun. Beginning of the day, I'll probably be maybe some Jackbox stuff, but it'll be a good day. I'll post more about that in the coming week. But I have 3 pictures left. Maybe 2 pictures left. So be on the lookout for those. Earn you some extra bonus points. They'll be posted on Twitter. You can find those links below here. Kylie and Jackbox, yeah. Yeah, just you might not have headphones. Actually, I'm not sure if Jackbox goes well with Kylie. Kylie's separate than Jackbox. Maybe Jackbox while Kylie's at school, more like. And then when she gets home, maybe Overwatch. Shall we play a game? It's a good talk, by the way. Just think about it. When you're considering what events you're going to, and by the way, today we talked about events first, then the harassment concept. When you're thinking about conferences this year, meetups or something, consider your community. And by the way, everyone will tell you that streams on Twitch community is the biggest thing ever. You need to form your own community, all that stuff. You be part of larger communities as well. Look for the right meetups you want to go to this year. Plot them out. No one has a budget to go to all of this shit. No one has a budget to go to PAX East, PAX South, and TwitchCon, and PAX West. No one has a budget for that shit. Find out what the most cost-effective ones are, where you can affect your maximum exposure, and not have to forego your rent for 3 months. Crap, bedtime for me. Darn snow, make you wake up earlier. Have a nice night, everyone. Good night, bad man. Have a good day tomorrow, buddy. Plot that out. PAX East, end of March is when that's coming. PAX West, I do not know. TwitchCon is usually fall of each year. So prepare your budget and your wallet and all that other stuff. Shall we play a game? I actually have a new game. I was talking the other day about wanting to get more into RPGs. I'm feeling like we only got about an hour left on the stream. Real quick question. Do you know enough about Cisco SX80 or similar devices? Well, let me take a look at what even the hell that is. Maybe that answers your question. SX80, the codec? What am I looking at, buddy? The fuck is this thing? I know nothing about it, Xylo. Why do you need to know about it? Is that what you're using? How are you getting that codec from? Like, do you have a device that will encode into that? I'm looking at it on the side a little bit. Meeting room shit. I mean, is it taking from a Cisco video capture device? Like, what is it taking in? When do you sleep? I sleep about 1 a.m. to about 6 a.m. and then go to work. It's been my schedule for quite a while. I'm not sure. It's being mailed to me as we speak. Not sure if it will work for streaming. That's interesting. I'd love to see that. If you could link that item, Xylo, let me take a look at that. I'm not sure if I'm on the right website for it. I see, I see a Telepresence XS series. Is that what we're referring to here? I'm not sure which piece of this. It looks almost like a set of teleconferencing equipment is what I'm looking at. There's like a camera and looks like maybe an encoding device and then a tablet or something is what I'm looking at. Is that what I should be looking at? Damn, Gina, 5 hours? Yeah, how much do you get? I should preface though that I have 2 children. Why did I say 3? I have 2 children. So once you have children, you don't get more than 6 hours a night. I don't know what kind of scenario you think you're in or have been in for some. Maybe your children are way older. But yeah, once you have kids, there's no more such thing as over 6 hours of sleep. 7 to 8. Get the fuck out of here. You don't get 7 to 8 hours of sleep if you have children. Nah. I don't believe it. You got 5, Wazy? Well, when you drug your kids on maple syrup, maybe that's what happens. They sleep for longer. That's just designed for. The encoding device is the thing. The camera comes with it. Huh. I've never seen a setup like that. It looks really cool, though. I have a 5-year-old. Okay, 5 I get. My daughter will sleep from about 8 until 8. 8 until 7. My son sleeps about 7 until 7. But I stream from 9 till about 1. And then I go to sleep from 1 till about 6 or 7. I gotta wake up, get ready for work. I could not stream and then get more sleep. What do you want to play tonight, boys and girls? Should I do a list? Should we do a poll? Let's do a live poll. Because I'm kind of open. There's not that much time left on the stream. I was going to do a new game tonight, but we'll see what... Every day we had a Paces, I love you. How are you? Just talking about you early on the stream. It was all good things, don't worry about it. Thank you so much for those bits. You are the best. Please go follow Soph. She made an amazing Oreo cheesecake that I want to eat all of. I'm giving you options right now. Hang on a sec. Alright, you have some X minutes to vote. Now you have 4 minutes to vote. No Sleep Average Dragon Age. I think I've ever played that, actually. I know, I mean, yeah, about it, I hate cheesecakes, so now I don't know what to do with it. I'm sorry, you made an Oreo cheesecake and then have not eaten it all in the first 2 seconds? How the fuck? Like, I would have eaten that all in 10 seconds. I think it might be like exclamation point vote and then 3. It says in the thing there, I think. You can enter by typing exclamation point vote and then a number. Basically, I wanted to see if I can make it. Now I know I can. My dad likes it, but he forgot to take it with him. Damn. How you gonna forget that? That shit's crazy. Okay, yeah, your vote did count. Okay. I would eat the shit out of that. I have to go to sleep, but I'll keep you updated on if the cutout works or not. So definitely. Let me take a picture of that equipment, man, and send me a DM or something. I'd love to see that stuff when you get it. You guys got like 3 minutes to vote on what game we play next, so get on it. This coming week we'll be playing some new games. Kind of looking to get into more... What the fuck? Oh. I love that pic, Zala. You might be asleep, but it's fantastic. Damn, we got another vote for Ohio in the bar meetup. That's sweet. Let me see if we got a friend to play with here. Give me a second, because it might go Overwatch way. Tomorrow or Wednesday, we'll start our foray into Atom RPG. If that doesn't win, that's the new RPG I bought. Looks pretty fun. Pretty fun. Where's my... Let's do it. Let me pull it. You can no longer vote on anything. It was 1 minute away. Overwatch won by quite a bit. Let me keep Battle.net open. If you want to play Overwatch, Mosh exclamation point 1359. I think that's on the panels below. Feel free to add me. You can join the game. Play a little bit of this tonight, tomorrow, Wednesday, Friday. Be back with those RPGs. I'm getting ready for Division 2 is what's happening. I want Division 2, I want Breach. Those will be my main games. I want more games to play in general. More time to play games as well. I feel like I'm completely out of fucking time. I can't play long sessions because of children and all that kind of stuff. Which is great, but it doesn't lend time to play for long sessions. Let me get my friend in here and let's go. Again, if you want to play, hit me up. Excuse me. Switch.